The RFS law has become increasingly unrealistic, unworkable, and a threat to consumers. It needs an overhaul.
In addition to the fiscal cliff, milk cliff, and wind farm cliff, what other cliffs are you worried about these days? Tweet us.
The drought is enormous in both scale and severity.
Livestock groups who are worried about the rising cost of feed say maybe it's time to revisit the renewable fuel standard.
I've been a lobbyist in Washington for the last 35 years. I don't remember a time that was more difficult to achieve results for a client than 2012.
They're not taking care of it. They're not doing their job. They're just pushing it off for 6 months, which is their MO. But go ahead.
The biodiesel tax issues and energy policy even were dwarfed by terrifying fiscal issues with a deadlocked Congress.
Dysfunctional, deeply dysfunctional.
GOP nationally had identified renewable energy as a possible winning edge issue over the president in the re-election. And because of that, there was a lot of debate in Congress, and there's a lot of focus on some isolated missteps by the renewable energy community.
We will look at the impacts on the biodiesel marketplace from the fraudulent production and trade in renewable fuel credits, or renewable identification numbers, RINs. Do you swear that the testimony that you're about to give is the whole truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you. You agree with the Renewable Fuel Association that this whole thing is overblown?
I wouldn't characterize it exactly that way.
But I'm asking the questions.
140 million gallons of this stuff just discovered this year. So I mean, if that's called, if the system is working, I'd hate to see if it's not working, as some of the panel have said. This program has serious problems. We're sitting here intertwining a free market atmosphere with a mandate. They don't jive.
Renewable energy sources. The president has pushed a lot of money toward this. He wants to keep pushing money that way. His critics are going to argue, as they have all along, we're not seeing much for that money.
All of the major tax and fiscal legislation for the Congress ended up being rolled up into one large bill in the very last days of the year, and there was some doubt as to whether there would be a way to break the political deadlock and enact anything at all.
I have a piece of legislation that gets rid of every energy tax credit in the entire Internal Revenue Code. It's energy neutral, it gets rid of all of them.
Since neither the House nor Senate was really doing any legislating and not really trying to accomplish anything last year, it made it very hard for the biodiesel industry to accomplish any of our objectives.
Congress voted to reinstate biodiesel tax incentive, which expired over a year ago.
And because we stayed focused, we were able to find a way forward to convince the administration that they should increase our volumes. It was in their best interest, and it was the right thing to do.
400,000 jobs supported by this industry. This is about consumers having choice at the pump and actually paying less, because we do have a robust biofuel industry.
2013 may be, if anything, even more challenging than last year. We expect that the fiscal pressures really facing these members of the House and Senate will force them to make a lot of hard decisions, and frankly, not everyone is going to get what they want.
And here is the expansion here of all of the biorefineries in the United States just in the last few years. Look how they've grown up. A lot of jobs there.
Iowa has a new record when it comes to biodiesel production. The state's biodiesel plants pumped out 184 million gallons in 2012. And thanks to the tax credits approved in the fiscal cliff deal, 2013 may end up producing yet another record.